Certified most accurate 4-zone weather with Chief Meteorologist Suchan.
Boy, oh boy, if we can bottle up this morning and
What a
have that
day.
for the rest of the year. It was incredible.
It was so nice.
It was nice, right? So
Yeah.
if you both enjoyed this morning,
We did.
we'll wait till tomorrow morning.
Even better?
Yeah, even better, yes.
Oh.
We're not getting to jacket territory for most of the area
No,
just yet.
it's just in between.
Just
Yeah.
in between. It'll have
Just
you
right.
It'll have you thinking about it. So just a little taste of some fall maybe in the air tomorrow morning. Out there today, I mean, it was a beautiful Monday. Patchy clouds mixed with some sunshine. We had a couple little sprinkles pop up in our western third of the area, but the bulk of today's rain has been in deep South Texas to the Rio Grande Valley as you work down around Harlingen into McAllen. So this is the weekend rainfall. First of all, notice that our eastern zone, boy, as feared, not as much rain. The forecast for you was a little less than the rest of our 4 zones. Then you get around Bexar County, you see that soaking rain, parts of the hill country, the Edwards Plateau, big numbers here. Eagle Pass, Maverick County along the Rio Grande. There was a spot here from Uvalde into Zavala County, over 5 inches of rainfall, right around Medina Lake, over 4 inches of rain. And then you get a little closer in, and you can see out here around Helotes, that was a nice spot there of about 3 inches of rainfall here. You get closer to Fair Oaks Ranch. Here you have Stone Oak. That was an area where we had about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches of rain here. And again, as I said up here, it was some pretty big rain. And then, of course, over here towards Garden Ridge, that was another little area of a jackpot there in parts of New Braunfels to around Seguin. So for the year, this is the monthly rainfall departure. There, of course, was June. That was that big month, of course, that resulted in some fatalities in Bexar County with that big rain we had. And then July, we missed on the big rain. It was in the hill country for by and large for Bexar County. And then here you see August and September. And so our surplus is over 3 inches. And of course, compared to recent years, we're doing much better this year with our rainfall. Look how awful it was in 2022, over 8 inches of rain through the 7th day of September. Now, the next 10 days, not much on rain chances. Look at that. I mean, I think it's all we can do to scrap together a couple of drops in the gauge. So we're going to kind of shift the pattern a bit. Raul B. Rodriguez, Law Weather Cam View. We have those patchy clouds, cool temperatures. Look at those 80s. Hill Country, 79, Rock Springs, Del Rio, Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, the 80s. And the humidity is going to be dropping tonight for most of the area. And a look tomorrow afternoon, it's hot in the low 90s, but with no humidity. So dusting off the comfort index, check this out. Tomorrow morning, down into the ideal category. So, you know, if it's a morning jog to get the blood pressure going and get a little exercise in before work, perfect. And then in the afternoon, it's going to be warm but dry. Really not a bad September day here. In fact, let's go ahead and break it down for you. You can see start at 66, 92 the afternoon temperature. 60s and 70s out in our western zone. We'll have the 80s and 90s for highs. Hill country, there might be a little nook or cranny up here. There's a colder valleys where you get to the upper 50s. The afternoon, it'll be the 80s to around 90 degrees. Central zone, mid to upper 60s and some low 70s to get the day started. Afternoon temperatures are going to go 92. And here in our eastern zone, 60s in the morning, followed by low to mid 90s for the afternoon temperature. So our 7-day forecast, cool mornings to enjoy. Big temperature swing into the afternoon, but we're not talking about 100-degree heat and just a slight 10% rain chance Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Western zone, delightful mornings for you. The afternoons, that's not bad, low 90s. Hill country, 50s and 60s, and I mean the upper 50s for a few spots. Afternoons in the 80s to near 90, and here's a look at our eastern zone extended forecast. Guys, back to you.
Don's on assignment, so Zach